I once thought controlling the micro world was my destiny, but I found myself trapped in a land of snow. She is the Snow Queen, and I am her snow puppet. Whenever I try to escape, she always imprisons me with ice and snow shackles. Class up requirements. Conquer E-rank dungeons solo. D-rank mana stone 100 INT. Conquer E-rank dungeons solo. So that confirms my hypothesis. I won't die if the dungeon resets, Shiro said with a small smile after reading the requirements. Walking calmly towards the obelisk, Shiro killed any bears that tried to attack her. There was a small benefit to trying to level up. Even though she reached LVL 20, she'll still get points per level, but it wouldn't be as much compared to the point bonus after class up. Right now, she'll get 5 points per pseudo level up, but if she leveled up after class up, she'll get 20 points instead. Each level after class up is equivalent to 4 pseudo level ups. However, the exp needed to level up would still be the same. Therefore, it is always advised for people to aim for class up. A consequence of not classing up would be needing several times the amount of exp compared to others when leveling up from 21 to 22. This is due to the fact that the person would have a cc.u.mul several pseudo levels, thus increasing the amount of exp needed. As if understanding the danger Shiro possessed, the bear started to back away while she walked calmly towards the leader class, without any hindrances. Hey there, big guy. Remember me, Shiro said, looking at the hulking 3-meter bear in front of her. Fire spirit infused bear LVL 20, leader class, empowered. The bear had experienced quite a few changes of his own as he had little to no fat on his body. His muscles were chiseled, which served to make him more menacing. What was ice on his back now became a column of fire, raging to the beat of his heart. His eyes glowed a menacing red as he focused on the tiny snow girl who stood in front of him. Wow, Tilda, you've been juicing up lately, huh? I can barely see a scrap of fat on you, Shiro said, holding her chin. The bear swiped his right paw towards her as Shiro smiled. Jumping up, she landed on the top of the paw softly. Running up the arm of the bear, Shiro created a dagger in her hands. MP 3554,550th. Reaching near the head of the bear, Shiro's eyes became cold as she plunged the dagger towards the eye. The bear tilted his head to avoid the dagger while he swiped his other paw at her. Before the paw could build up any momentum, Shiro had already frozen a scaffold-like structure on the bear's body, stopping the paw. Come on, Tilda, do you really expect me to let you hit me with that paw of yours? My frail body can't handle it, ya know. Shiro grinned as her dagger destroyed the bear's right eye. Exhibiting great flexibility, Shiro stepped on the back of the dagger and kicked as hard as she could. The force sent her through the air, but she landed softly with a smile. Fire Spirit Blessing activated. For the next 20 seconds, you will gain a 20% increase to magic damage and 20% increase to fire damage. Clutching her hand, Shiro caused the dagger to blow up with all of the stored MP ** boom mm. The resulting explosion caused the ground to rumble as Shiro stumbled. Restabilizing herself, she looked the head of the bear. Ouch, Shiro muttered unconsciously since she could see parts of the bear's skull. The muscle fibers were pulsing as they tried to join back together, but failed. *Ran. The bear roared in madness, charging towards Shiro. Jumping onto the tree branch, Shiro jumped once more as she landed behind the bear. The bear didn't turn around as the flames on his back grew larger, creating a block of ice. Shiro hopped backwards whilst she saw the ice block melt in mere seconds. Raising both her arms slightly, 2 ice spears materialized as she threw them both towards the bear. After throwing the spears, she quickly created a third spear. With a slight delay, she twisted her body and threw the third spear with all of her might. The first 2 spears were aimed towards the arms of the bear as the last one was aimed towards the chest. *CRRCRR. The first 2 spears made contacts and froze over instantly, locking both arms into the ground. The last spear made contact as well. However, fire erupted around the bear as he covered his entire body in a mass of flames. Shiro frowned, seeing her plan go out the window. The bear roared, sending tens of fireballs hurling towards her, freezing the ground beneath her feet. Shiro started to skate around as her agility helped increase her momentum. Asterisk boom 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 boom. Most of the fireballs missed, but for the odd few which were on target, Shiro created her own ice bullet as it cancelled each other out. Shiro narrowed her eyes whilst she crouched down and started to manually construct a ramp under the paw, through the legs, around the back, over the head. A roller coaster seemed to have been created as Shiro maneuvered around the bear, causing it to not be able to lock onto her. Little by little, an orb of ice formed around the bear. Seeing the orb of ice completed, Shiro made a ramp straight up, making 2 spears. She threw both of them with a slight gap between them. The first spear was countered with a fire breath whilst the second one took its place. Bringing her hands together, Shiro controlled the ice orb she created and fused it together with the second spear. This caused the weight of the spear to increase dramatically as it crushed the bear beneath it, not allowing it a moment's rest. Shiro made a nano dagger and tried to decapitate the bear whilst it couldn't retaliate. She frowned as she saw the dagger fail to cut deeply into the neck. "Che, we'll do this the hard way then, big guy," Shiro said as she flicked her wrist, and a second dagger materialized. Stabbing the dagger through the tongue and jaw of the bear, she froze it in place to make sure it couldn't move. Making one more dagger, she twirled them both as she cut away at the face of the bear. Layer by layer, the bear's cries became more painful. It tried to thrash around crazily, but Shiro kept a constant supply of mana to the ice, locking the bear down. This prevented the bear from leaving since the ice always regenerated. The bear had also tried to coat his body with fire, but the ice was mostly concentrated near Shiro, so it didn't melt as easily. He could only suffer while Shiro slowly killed it. After a few minutes of constant attacking with her 2 daggers, Shiro panted heavily, seeing the bear finally die. The skull of the bear had lost most of its flesh as Shiro scr'd it to the bone and destroyed the brain. "Pooh, what a pain," Shiro said, spitting out some blood that got into her mouth. Standing up, she dismissed the ice, carving a hole through the torso leading to where the heart would be. Shiro frowned when she realized she couldn't reach it due to her small arm length. She sighed with fatigue as she brought up her 2 daggers and carved away. After digging for a while, she finally saw the heart. The heart itself was roughly 2/5 of her body size. Rummaging around in the heart, she pulled out a mana stone, the size of a large chicken egg. The body disappeared and Shiro drank as much mana as she could. Looking over at the list of loot, Shiro couldn't help but nod and appreciate the reward. At least it was worth her efforts. Rewards consisted of a bunch of miscellaneous items fit for blacksmiths, pharmacists, and alchemists. It also included several pieces of armor, which were mostly blue, ranked, and a single lucky skill stone. Selling the miscellaneous items, she recycled the equipment she didn't need. The equipment that remained were Fire Spirit Infused Power Gauntlet, blue, LVL20, plus 20 STR, plus 15 VIT minus 10 AGI. Skill, Power Boost, plus 100% damage, plus 15 STR, plus 30% damage taken. Duration, 20 seconds. Cool down, 5 minutes. Empowered Fire Bear Guards, blue, LVL20, plus 20 def plus 15 VIT plus 5 STR. Fire Spirit Empowered Hammer, blue, LVL20. Requirements, 60 STR plus 30 blunt damage, plus 15 momentum boost, plus 15 fire element minus 10 attack speed. Passive skill, reduced weight. Reduced weight reduces the weight of the weapon by 30%. The passive skill of the hammer was impressive as it would help counter the minus 10 attack speed. Shiro decided to save the hammer until she outgrew the level since it may help her. Recycling it right now would just be a waste of loot and might cause her to regret it later. Turning her attention to the lucky skill stone, she couldn't help but put on a slightly bitter face. Lucky skill stone, purple, disguise. Disguise your status from under any peeking eye. Cost, 100 MP upon activation. Will take another 100 MP each time someone peeks at your stats. Duration, until cancellation. Cool down, none. There were a few types of skill stones. Lucky skill stones, cursed skill stones, Blessed skill stones and normal skill stones. Lucky skill stones gives you the skill you need at that moment in time. Cursed skill stones give you a skill that would act like a double-edged sword. Blessed skill stones would evolve one of your existing skills. This can be whichever skill you choose. And finally, a normal skill stone, which would give you a random skill according to your level. However, the skill may not be fit for you, as it may be for a different class. Shiro pulled a slightly bitter face due to the timing. A lucky skill stone was one of the rarest items, and it was a known fact that when you get this stone at a high level, this lucky skill stone could very well give you a logic-shattering skill.